Hello everyone, Ugodre here. Welcome to my morning brief. I haven't done this in a bit, and that's why, man. Man's been busy. Man's been busy. Anyway, I'm hoping I can start this all over again. I think there's a lot that has happened in this economy in the last few months, and I've tried as much as possible to use my platform, Nairametrics, to try and disseminate enough information and try and explain. But I do get occasional requests from some of you asking that I weigh in on some issues and maybe provide useful explanation. And so here I am back again in the grind. All right, so I want to talk about the most recent one, and that's yesterday's announcement by the CBN that they were going to reduce the amount of cash that you can withdraw. In case you're just hearing this for the first time, the central bank issued a press release, a circular to banks yesterday, instructing them that you cannot withdraw more than 100,000 naira in a week, right? Yeah, 100,000 naira in a week. Let me be sure again. I think it's 100,000 naira in a week, yeah. So 100,000 naira in a week as an individual and 500,000 naira as a corporate. So essentially, the CBN wants everybody to transact electronically. In case you don't know, Nigeria is super advanced when it comes to electronic banking. There are a lot of things that Nigeria is not advanced in, but when it comes to electronic banking, there are very few countries that are more advanced than we are. Our digital platforms for banks is super innovative and just way up there. But then why is the CBN doing this, and what does it mean for you? I'm going to try and explain why I think the CBN is doing this. There's a brilliant article on Nairametrics, by the way, that you can go read up. It's right there where we also try to break it down. It's our own opinion. So, I mean, it's not, I might be wrong, I might be right, but we do have a theory. And everything all boils down to, you guessed it, Forex. It all has to do with Forex, at least to a large extent. And secondly, it also has to do with CBN's quest to promote development finance or to stimulate the economy through development finance. So development finance is basically, intervention funds and trying to stimulate the economy by moving money around, managing money supply. But let's just track back. So when did this all start? So sometime in 2018, the central bank decided it was going to review its 2012 financial inclusion strategy. And at the point, they realized that it wasn't really working. The strategy had a number of provisions that they thought was kind of obsolete. For example, it relied a lot on POS. Didn't really have so much for mobile phone technology. Of course, mobile phone penetration wasn't as deep as it was in 2012 compared to maybe now. Remember, 2012 was just 5 years after, I think, the first iPhone. And then there were a lot of insecurity in the country, and then agency banking wasn't really working. And then people really just didn't care, like cultural reasons, people didn't care. And so decided to revamp in 2018 under leadership of Godwin Emefiele. And one of the things that they decided to do was to bring together technology from mobile technology with banking, basically just fuse them together and then also layer it around the electronic banking, which had been largely successful. And so they've been working on this over the years, and that has culminated in a number of things that have just been happening, without you even observing. So firstly, the CBN issued what is called a regulatory sandbox, which allows the NCC, which is Nigerian Communications Commission, the CBN, and some telcos to come together and develop, applications and technology that can drive mobile banking. And that is what gave rise to all these, PSB licenses that some of you have been seeing. Then the CBN last year also noticed that there's a new technology, blockchain technology, which might even make it better for them to, also, digitize cash generally. And so they came up with their e-Naira. As much as people thought e-Naira was, maybe their own response to crypto, it wasn't a response to crypto. It was all part of this financial inclusion strategy, which, I explained earlier was one of the things that they wanted to do in 2018. And then, as part of that same strategy as well, they decided, you know what, maybe we need to also change the Naira notes because a lot of the Naira notes were done like years ago and didn't really fit into their quest to use technology to basically, digitize their entire financial system. And so those Naira loans had to be replaced. Of course, part of the motives was also political, like they've also mentioned. They're also trying to go after illegal or fraudulent transactions. But the core here, as far as we're concerned, is still technology. And then just recently, yesterday, they now announced that you couldn't withdraw more than 100,000 or 500,000 if you're an individual or a corporate, respectively. So where's this all going to, and why is it forex? You see, at the heart of everything is control. The central bank wants to control money supply. If a central bank can control money supply in the economy, they basically know where every single cash or every single, I shouldn't use the word cash, every single money that is made in this country or that is spent in this country is going to. They know which sectors is going to, they know which companies are spending the most money, they know which age bracket is spending and what they are spending on. Like, there is just so much data that they can gather. It's not such a bad thing, right? It's really not, because at the end of the day, the job of a central bank is monetary price stability and basically reduce inflation and also stabilize, exchange rate volatility, or to avoid exchange rate volatility. So to do this, you need to really understand how money flows within your economy, and then you can then sometimes move money from one unproductive side to another productive side of the economy. That is what this all does for them. Is it a good thing? I really don't know, because it's a thin line between trying to control money supply for the benefit of the economy and basically just infringing in people's private life or what it is that they're doing with their money. Think about it. Like, they can basically track any single thing within your money, so long as it is electronic and it is naira you're spending, because now every single thing is going through the banking system, and that's basically what they're telling you, whether you like it or not. Every single transaction that you make, as long as you're Nigerian and you really want to spend, would have to go through the banking system. So you can't just go and withdraw 1 million naira cash and give anybody anymore. It's just going to be incredibly difficult. So for you to do that, for you to withdraw 500,000 naira, for example, you have to do that every week for a month and a week. Virtually impossible. So they expect that you transfer. So for you to transfer, you need to have an account in a bank. And for you to have an account in a bank, you need to have your BVN. And for you to have BVN, you have NIN. So your entire identity is linked to the Nigerian financial system. Now, it has a lot of goals, a lot of broader goals. And like I mentioned, this also helps the CBN at the end of the day manage demand for forex. Now they can trace the people that are speculating against forex, the people that are wanting to buy forex genuinely. They can now start to understand where the demand is coming from, and maybe just better understand how to price the naira, which a lot of us don't really think or think should be left to the market to decide. So that's it. And of course, there are also good parts of it, insecurity and all that. You can basically track terrorism financing and fraudulent financing and all of that. You can, at least you're better equipped to curb it. Might not eliminate it completely, but you're better equipped to curb it. So that's essentially what is going on, guys. This is a broader plan. This is not people just waking up in the morning and just pushing up things as a lot of you think. If you go back to 2018 and go and read the National Financial Inclusion Strategy document, you would see that every single thing in that document is what they're executing, and that's what they've been executing. And they've just been issuing policies upon policies backing that up. At the end of the day, this is all about controlling money supply for two main objectives. One, so that you can have increased external reserve and then maintain maybe forex stability. But I don't know whether that ever works, but that's the plan. And then secondly, they can now direct money to productive sides of the economy, at least in their own wisdom, and stimulate GDP growth rate. That's basically what it is, and that's my own explanation. what it means for you at the end of the day, I'll probably do that very soon. So watch out, watch out. As usual, this is me, Ugodre, and I just did this on my this is my morning brief on my IG channel. Check out again another couple of days, and I'll try to drop a few more nuggets. You have a great day now. Bye.